Ciao a tutti ragazzi, bentornati in The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. In questo episodio extra ci dedicheremo alla ricostruzione di Corvo Bianco, il vigneto che ci ha dato la duchessa Anna Henrietta come anticipo per l'eliminazione del mostro di Beauclair. Farò 2 video riguardo Corvo Bianco. In questo ci dedicheremo unicamente alla ristrutturazione, così vi farò vedere anche tutti i bonus che potete ottenere. Nell'altro, che farò più avanti perché adesso non ho tutto quello che serve, vi farò vedere la decorazione, ovvero come aggiungere quadri e altre cose per rendere il posto più bello. La prima cosa che dobbiamo fare è andare davanti alla casa dove troviamo Barnabal Basil, il nostro maggiordomo.
Welcome home, sir. I am Barnabas Basil Fawlty. By order of the Duchess, I shall serve you as Majordomo of Corvo Bianco. I previously served with distinction at the Nibley family manor and in Nazaire with Admiral Rompali, who, as you are certain to know, is an...
Beh, già il nome Rompali vuol dire che è un rompiballe.
Whoa, Barnabas Basil. One thing you ought to know. I'm not your typical landed gentleman. Truth be told, this is the first real property I've ever owned.
Oh, in that case, you must leave it all to me. I shall organize, see to everything, and whip the house into order. I dare say this place will soon be the most prosperous vineyard around.
Great. Can already see I'm in good hands.
Parlami di questo
It comes
posto.
across as a place with a rich history. Know who owned it before me?
Baron Rossel, who went bankrupt, forcing him to sell the estate to the Duchess. The Baron, in turn, had purchased it from Monsieur Bolius of the Headsman, a truly colorful man of Ketweni origin.
He was actually a headsman?
No, not him, but his great-great-great-great-grandfather. Indeed. Apparently he was a common cut-purse who somehow secured for himself the post of ducal headsman in Beauclair.
Un buon numero allora.
His work with an exceptional penchant. They say he chopped off more heads than there are grapevines in the ducal vineyards. He never hesitated, not once. Never sliced unevenly, never botched a job. For his exemplary service, the Duke granted him a title and this estate. Monsieur Bolius, on the other hand, was an engineer in his younger years. Once retired, he settled here and took to producing wine. Sadly, misfortune struck and he lost his sense first of smell, then of taste. Additionally, he could not drink alcohol. His medic forbade it.
Shame that. He gave up making wine?
Not at all. He made even more of it. Began throwing wild balls to which he'd invite friends from far and wide in order to treat them to his wine and delight in the fact that at least someone could enjoy it. It's the sort of man he was, Monsieur Bolius.
Mi mostreresti il vigneto?
Mind giving me a little tour to Corvo Bianco?
Not in the least. Follow me, please. I think it would be practical to begin on the hill.
Adesso dobbiamo fare con lui il giro di
Behold,
tutta
sir, your
la tenuta.
estate in all its splendor.
Pretty vast.
Indeed. And now, sir, allow me to show you a handful of interesting details. Follow me, please.
Been a majordomo all your life?
Yes, I come from a long line of majordomos. My father was a majordomo, as was my grandfather before him.
Dobbiamo
As was
solo
my great
seguirlo.
aunt. In fact, she was the one to start the tradition.
Great aunt?
A hard woman. It is said that already as a child, she knew where she was going and went there. When she arrived in Beauclair, she signed on as a chambermaid at one of the vineyards, then slowly worked her way up to majordomo. She dragged the rest of the family up the same path. The servants' quarters. I occupy the green home. With the Duchess's permission, I have hired a full staff. Their salaries to be paid from the ducal treasury.
Nice of her.
Not the
Generosa.
most sightly part of the estate, I admit. But I think it worthwhile for you as master of the domain to know where the help stays.
Però
If my lips don't stink of wine, my wife won't know they're mine. Baron Rossel ordered the vines in this part of the estate uprooted and olive groves planted in their place. They look beautiful.
È pieno di ulivi.
Don't look at all bad now, either.
Down below lies your vineyard, where we grow a strain of Carfanere, one of the world's
Il Carvanere.
oldest. Aged in oak barrels, it provides
Mirtillo,
an
prugna e
exquisite
cannella.
wine with distinct blackberry, wild cherry, plum and cinnamon notes.
E in effetti come tenuta enorme
Have to
pes.
try it one of these days.
Up Link's crag, there's this witch who steals little ones, grinds their bones to flour,
Nice well.
bakes gingerbread
Picturesque.
biscuits.
Yes, though it ran dry long ago.
What a tale.
During the raucous feasts Master Bolius held, he would order it filled with wine. There's a tale about a guest attending a Bolius ball for the first time and thus unaware of the custom.
Però
He had suffered great heartbreak and had decided to end his life by jumping into the well. The festivities were coming to a close, and the well was nearly empty when the suicidal guest finally jumped. Instead of killing himself,
l'hai
he
capito il
broke his
furbo.
legs. To numb the pain,
Si è sbronzato per non sentire il
Drank himself to
dolore.
death.
not at all. When found the next day, he had concluded he'd witnessed twin miracles. The water had been changed into wine, and he had survived.
Sono molti fiori.
Retired to a monastery in the Dragon Mountains and began preaching the wisdoms of Lebioda.
Bah. Una storia un po' strana, ma
Monsieur Bolius' wife Nina kept a garden here. A supremely lovely place it was.
Bit neglected now.
I agree. Yet nothing stands in the way of restoring it to its former glory, and once again planting it with herbs and other vegetation. Madame Nina planted diminutive, delicate flowers and herbs here. One might say their aroma still hangs in the air.
You're quite the romantic, Barnabas Basil.
pieno di rose qui.
Follow me, please.
Scrub off.
Bello anche il fiume che passa nella tenuta. Qua intanto Rutilia mangia.
Bit
of work and it'll make a fine stable for Roach.
The cellars, voila. During Monsieur Bolis's time, wine was kept here, but Baron Rossel used it to store olive oil as well. I took the liberty of cleaning up the mess, which
I made while fighting the Bruxa. Thanks, Barnabas Basil. Appreciate it.
Beh, ci ha risparmiato la fatica allora.
As you can see, the facade is, how to put it, slightly stained. But one cannot deny it, his certain subtle southern charm.
True, though it could use a bit of subtle paint.
In effetti. Ora entriamo in casa.
And welcome inside. On the left is the master bedroom. On the right, the dining hall and kitchen. Upstairs, you shall find the guest room, currently used for storage.
Not a bad idea.
At the moment, the house is only minimally furnished. Yet I believe we will, together, devise some innovative arrangements. A few paintings, for instance, would breathe new life into the abode immediately. With that, sir, you've seen the full lay of the land. Corvo Bianco is a beautiful estate. One must admit, time has taken its toll. Forgive me for being forward, but if you were to choose to invest a small sum towards its beautification, consider me at your service on the matter.
Think I'll take you up on that. Be sure to come and see you if I decide to do any remodeling.
Allora,
Thanks.
lasciamo
I'll
un
get back to my
attimo,
business now. See you soon.
così possiamo fare un attimo un giro di com'è la casa ora. Qua ad esempio si possono appendere già dei quadri. Però la streliera per armi, ce n'è già una per le armi e armature. Di qua c'è la stanza da letto, però decisamente è da rifare. Qui abbiamo la cucina. E di sopra la stanza degli ospiti. Anche questa è da rifare. Allora cominciamo.
How might I be of service, sir?
Ora possiamo cominciare la ristrutturazione. Vi dico subito che per completare tutto e aggiungere tutto quello che potete ottenere vi serviranno 14.000 corone. Una bella cifra.
Mentioned the place could stand to be spruced up.
Oh, most decidedly, sir. The question is where you would like to begin this rejuvenation.
Iniziamo dalla
Been
casa.
thinking about the outer walls. Maybe a fresh coat of paint or some patching.
If I might dare to make a suggestion, why not start with a general renovation? I once oversaw such work at Admiral Rompelli's summer residence. The effects were simply breathtaking. Not only did the residence positively sparkle afterwards, but we also made room to display the Admiral's armor and weapons, of which he was a passionate collector.
5.000 la base per la ristrutturazione generale.
I shall get to work immediately. Within a day's passing, I shall have sent for the crew which rebuffed the Admiral's residence. They are the finest specialists around. Highly skilled at what they do, it shall not take them too long, I wager. 2 days after they begin, your eyes will behold your residence in its refurbished, rejuvenated, beautified state.
Perfetto.
Is there anything else you require, sir?
Possiamo fare
These
qualcosa
spacious
anche
grounds.
per il terreno.
But maybe it's time to make them more useful.
Oh, yes, we certainly should. The way I see things, given your trade, sir, you would be wise to put in a grindstone and an armorer's table. A good way to start things off. don't you
Esatto,
think?
possiamo acquistare cotte e tavolo d'armaiolo per armi e
My armor
armature.
needs work from time to time. You know, oil this, reinforce that. Could use a decent work table where I could do all that.
Admiral Rompelli once hired a specialist who made the finest armorer's tables this side of the Yaruga. I will contact him at once.
Con questo siamo a
Wouldn't
6.000.
have a table like that.
Immediately, sir. I expect it will take at most 1 day to arrive. Will you be needing anything else, sir?
Anche la cote.
In my trade, my blades get dull pretty quick. Could use a grindstone, professional grade.
Of course. No one would consider that an unnecessary extravagance, I would wager.
Then send
7.000.
out for one, please. A high-quality stone to be set up in the yard.
Of course. I shall send a runner to town at once. I believe you shall be grinding to your heart's content by tomorrow. Will you be needing anything else, sir?
Per il momento è tutto.
That's all for now, BB. Thanks.
Ora tutto quello che bisogna fare è aspettare. 1 giorno per cote e tavolo e 3 per la ristrutturazione. Ovviamente noi non aspetteremo. Basta meditare per 3 giorni di fila. Ok, dovrebbe bastare. Infatti, tutto fatto. Già cominciamo a ragionare, la facciata è decisamente cambiata. E anche il tavolo d'armaiolo e la cotte sono arrivati, sono laggiù. Li guardiamo dopo. Ora entriamo e parliamo con Barnabal Basil.
Renovations coming along all right, Barnabas Basil?
Superbly, sir. General refurbishment has been completed, and I took the liberty of adding 2 racks, each upon which you might hang weapons and armor, if you've some pieces you'd like to display. Likewise, I have prepared a few spots in which new paintings might be hung. In other news, the laborers dusting out the cellar have made a most unusual discovery. I believe it's something you'll wish to see.
If you say I should see it, I'll go see it right now, BB.
Facciamo come dice e andiamo nelle cantine. Già che ci siamo, ne approfitteremo anche per raccogliere gli oggetti che troviamo. Ci sono diverse bottiglie di vino e altra roba. La scoperta di cui parla è dietro quel muro. La controlliamo tra un attimo. Roba che possiamo rivendere. Qui cosa abbiamo? Vino. Vino. Se vogliamo trincare qui non c'è che l'imbarazzo della scelta. Qui è dove abbiamo affrontato la bruxa. Altro vino. Ancora. Ok, sembra che non ci sia altro. Controlliamo dall'altra parte. Ancora vini. Non c'è altro. Ok. Un colpetto di hard e tiriamo giù questo muro. È decisamente un laboratorio alchemico. Ora qui c'è un foglio, diamo un'occhiata. Interessante. Qui ci sono ancora l'atto di proprietà e l'indizio dell'unicorno. Allora, questi 2 tavoli hanno un paio di funzioni interessanti. Veramente volevo usare il tavolo comunque. Questo qui centrale vi permette di convertire i mutageni dei mostri in mutageni colorati. Se ne avete che non vi servono potete utilizzarli per ottenere quelli di vampiro minore blu, rossi e verdi, che poi potete usare per quelli maggiori, utili per le mutazioni e per quelli più forti. Come vedete è molto semplice, ve li fa fare anche tutti alla volta, quindi non ci mettete neanche troppo tempo. Perfetto. Il tavolo qui a destra invece vi permette innanzitutto di ricaricare gli oggetti alchemici usando l'alcol, si intende, senza dormire, e poi vi regala una carica aggiuntiva per bombe e pozioni. Infatti vediamo. Come vedete abbiamo 6 tuoni superiori, 5 bufere di neve superiore. Sì, decisamente abbiamo in più. Questo è molto buono. E dopo potremo usare questo effetto anche in un altro modo. Ora torniamo da BB e riprendiamo la ristrutturazione. Come vedete anche qui dentro ha già cambiato tutto, è veramente perfetto. In realtà non ancora.
BB, know anything about the laboratory in the cellar? One of the previous owners taken interest in alchemy?
A laboratory? Alchemy? I know nothing of it. But I understand that to a witcher this must be a very intriguing find.
It is. It was walled up. Equipment's pretty ancient too, so it must have belonged to someone who lived at Corvo Bianco before you started working here. Whoever it was sure knew their stuff though. Got dragon glass vials and flasks, stills, sublimators, vengerometers.
Forgive me, sir, but I fear I don't follow.
Just saying, it's top-notch equipment. True masterpieces of craftsmanship for use in alchemy.
E infatti ne abbiamo di più.
Versus doing it over an open fire? Well, there's no comparison.
Then I am all the more delighted you discovered it, sir.
Riprendiamo.
I really like this place. Maybe we should keep going, refurbish some more. What do you think, BB?
As you wish, sir. Shall we see to the house or the grounds this time?
Cominciamo dalla casa.
Feels like by investing a bit of coin, I could make the house more functional.
Indeed, momentum is best maintained once established. Now that we've finished the general renovations, you might begin to consider such things as a new bed, or additional armor stands, or weapon racks. Also some new furnishings, and a fresh coat of paint on the walls would do much to improve the guest quarters.
Allora, cominciamo con il letto che ci servirà.
Bed. Always wanted one.
Excellent idea. In your profession, rest is supremely important. But say the word, and I shall order you a bed from the carpenters who craft comfort for the court.
Perfetto, con questo siamo
Great.
a
Order me a
8000.
fine bed, please. Think I deserve one at my age.
True indeed, true indeed. I shall send a runner at once. The bet will be in place by this time tomorrow. Is there anything else you require, sir?
Aggiungiamo ancora rastrelliere per armi e armature.
Interesting pieces I'd like to display.
I know of a carpentry shop in town which crafts the humblest lumber into true masterpieces. You need but give the word.
Ok.
Fine. What are the racks?
Of course, at once. At most 1 day for them to arrive, is my estimation. Is there anything else you require, sir?
Facciamo la stessa cosa per le armature.
Well-crafted, beautifully ornamented armor. Some of those pieces would look great on display here.
I agree. It would lend the place a certain witch's air. Shall I order new stands at once, sir?
Yes. Just please make sure they're solidly made and nicely.
Con questo siamo a 9000
Goes without
corone.
saying, sir, there is nothing worse than splendid armor upon a subpar stand. By this time tomorrow, they shall be ready to display your finest finds. Is there anything else you require, sir?
Sistemiamo anche la
I was
stanza
wondering
degli
about the
ospiti.
guest room. Not that I'm expecting company, but
Oh, but that is immaterial. All self-respecting homes should boast a comfortable guest room. What if someone were to drop by unannounced?
yeah. The
10.000.
sooner we start on that, the better.
I can tell a man of action immediately. I'll see to it myself. The room shall be ready in 2 days, in my opinion. Is there anything else you require, sir?
Passiamo
Starting to
al
get into this
terreno.
whole renovating thing. There must be other things we can improve.
What a splendidly wise idea. Now that the general refurbishment is done, why not see to the grounds? Perhaps renovate the stables, or return Madame Bolis's garden to its former verdancy?
La stalla di
Now,
Rutilia.
Roach, my horse. Well, we've been through a lot together. And since I finally got a decent place to stay, I think she deserves one too.
Oh, a sturdy stable testifies to a most honorable owner. Just say the word, and I'll have them start working on it at once.
Perfetto,
My
altri
Roach
2000.
deserves the best. Have them refurbish the stables.
I shall get to work at once.
Siamo a 12.
But finding workmen and completing construction takes time, though likely no more than 2 days. Will you be needing anything else, sir?
E le erbe per
So,
concludere.
sometimes I have to brew a potion, but I can't find the herbs I need growing anywhere nearby.
Well, you're in luck, sir. The flower garden, once kept by Madame Nina, Monsieur Bolis's wife, seems the ideal place to cultivate herbs. In fact, it's roomy enough to plant shrubbery.
E con questo siamo a 14, abbiamo finito.
Herbs there will save me hours of painstaking searching and harvesting.
The idea is yours, sir. I am but the humble executor of your will. I believe we shall have sown the first seeds in 2 days' time. Will you be needing anything else, sir?
No, basta così.
That's all for now, BB. Thanks.
Ok, adesso dobbiamo meditare ancora un po'. Stavolta possiamo stare tranquillamente in casa. Un paio di giorni, ok. Ok, dovrebbe bastare, vediamo. No, ne manca ancora uno. Allora ne servono 3, non 2. Vediamo. Ok. Adesso siamo proprio a posto. Abbiamo qua nuove rastrelliere. Tutti i quadri sono a posto. Andiamo a vedere la stanza degli ospiti. Beh, rispetto a prima è cambiata radicalmente. Diamo un'occhiata anche fuori. Allora, vediamo. Qui c'è la stalla di Rutilia, che poi in realtà serve per un'altra cosa. Tra un attimo vi spiego tutto. Andiamo a vedere i giardini. Qui hanno coltivato tutte le erbe e i fiori tipici della regione di Toussaint, quindi se servono li possiamo prendere qua. E qui hanno fatto un bel mix di roba, direi. Se avete bisogno di qualche erba qua, la trovate. A me non servono, quindi li lascio più che altro per l'estetica. Va decisamente meglio. Ora torniamo in casa. Parliamo con BB e terminiamo questa parte.
Renovations coming along all right?
I am delighted to inform you we have completed our labors. You can now devote yourself to enjoying the vineyard's delights to the fullest. You must forgive me my temerity, sir, but I thought, with all the work on Corvo Bianco completed,
Ma che sfrontatezza, sono d'accordo.
Beautiful than ever, it might be appropriate to commemorate the moment.
Sure, why not?
During the tidying that preceded the renovations, I came across a bottle of Sapramento, the 1250 vintage. I cannot say by what miracle it survived, but it is here, and we've cause to open it today. And then he ran straight into the crowd, burning bouquet in hand. All thought it a part of the performance, so they only laughed, even when the decor began to catch fire. It was not until the flames engulfed Baron Mahevkin's beard that folk began to realize something was amiss and went to put out the fires.
Storia interessante.
Sounds like Monsieur Bolius and Madame Nina threw some first-rate balls here.
It was so. In this regard, Baron Rossel was decidedly more reserved.
So tell me, Barnabas Basil, what's the wine situation like here? Am I going to produce any this year?
This year is out, I fear, sir. Last autumn, a fungus destroyed all the vines. Baron Rossel had new ones planted, but it will be
un
some
vero
time before they
peccato.
start bearing fruit. Assuming that is, the fungus does not reappear.
That'd be bad. This Sapramento got me dreaming. It's amazing.
Isn't it, though? Allow me to top you off, sir. There.
Thanks.
Ok, abbiamo ottenuto punti esperienza. Qui c'è la storia di Corvo Bianco, se ci interessa. E la missione è terminata. Ma qual era fondamentalmente lo scopo di tutto questo? La risposta è nella stanza da letto. Qui ad esempio c'è la biblioteca che ancora non abbiamo visto. Utilizzandola otterremo un bonus all'esperienza acquisita e possiamo controllare direttamente i libri che abbiamo ottenuto e i libri delle missioni, quindi lettere, carte e cose del genere. Ma il vero trucco... Ah sì, qui dietro c'è anche il deposito per gli oggetti. O meglio, il vero trucco è il letto. Usandolo, infatti, sarà un po' come meditare, ma in base a quanto l'abbiamo ristrutturato Corvo Bianco otterremo dei bonus. Tanto per cominciare verrà usato l'alcol distillato come sempre per ricaricare gli oggetti alchemici. Poi, con il letto reale otterremo un bonus alla vitalità massima di 1000 punti che durerà un paio d'ore. Verranno usate automaticamente la biblioteca per il bonus dell'esperienza, il bonus, cioè la carica aggiuntiva alle bombe e alle pozioni del laboratorio alchemico, e grazie alla stalla Rutilia otterrà il doppio della stamina, sempre per la durata di 60 minuti. Diamo un'occhiata. Ok, in questo caso non sono stati ricaricati perché ne avevamo abbastanza. Ecco, se guardate sotto la barra della tossicità, vedete quei nuovi simboli. E appariranno ogni volta che meditate e vi riposate in questo letto. Poi, una volta uscendo, possiamo fare un salto qui al tavolo alla cote per potenziare le armi e siamo pronti a ripartire. Con questo la parte della ristrutturazione è terminata. La parte della decorazione la faremo più avanti, quando avrò tutta la roba necessaria. Questo episodio lo terminiamo qui. Nel prossimo riprenderemo con le missioni e vedremo un po' come procedere. Alla prossima amici, ci vediamo. Ciao a tutti.